All right, so let's talk about this interesting cartoon. All right, so we have a student and we have a teacher, and I'm going to guess it's math class because on the chalkboard or maybe on the blackboard, it says 2 plus 2 equals 4. And the student is speaking. The student has long, bushy hair with a white t-shirt and black pants. The teacher has kind of short, curly black hair with a big nose. He's holding a piece of chalk. Maybe he just wrote the equation on the board, 2 plus 2 equals 4. He has a white short sleeve shirt on with a watch on his left hand. He's holding maybe his notes or a piece of paper. He has a tie and black pants, right? So the teacher is speechless, as in he's quiet, he's not saying anything. He might be kind of surprised at what the student just said. So down here below, we can see what the student just said. And before I read it, I'm going to guess at their ages. I mean, the kid's quite a bit shorter than the teacher. The teacher's supposed to be an adult. I'm going to guess the kid, I don't know, maybe 8, 9, 10 years old, maybe even younger. And he says, the student says, I assume it's a boy. Either way, the student says, "How can I trust your information when you're using such outdated technology?" And for a kid to say something like this makes me think that they're quite clever. And I don't know, it depends on their inflection, how their voice is, to whether or not it's innocent, if it's an innocent question, or if he's trying to be disrespectful. If he says it's something like, "How can I trust your information when you're using such outdated technology?" That would be quite disrespectful, right? The teacher's probably like, "What?" Because there's a bad attitude from the student's point of view. However, if the kid is innocent and he says, "Oh, how can I trust your information when you're using such outdated technology?" Right? Now, if I was the teacher, I wouldn't take that as disrespectful. I would take it as a kid being curious, right? Because we're talking about the technology here, which is a blackboard, sometimes called a chalkboard, and the teacher is just writing with a piece of chalk. It's very old technology, right? It's effective, it works well. It's just the kid is probably used to a cell phone, a tablet computer, maybe even like a digital projector or something that you can write where it's all digital. You don't get your fingers dirty with chalk, stuff like that. So it's kind of an interesting situation because in math, I mean, it doesn't really matter. The math is going to stay the same. It's going to be correct. 2 plus 2 equals 4. Doesn't matter if you write it on a tablet, on a computer, on a chalkboard, on a piece of paper. It doesn't matter. So the technology, you're trying to teach something. In this situation, 2 plus 2 equals 4. The technology is not really important if that's all you're trying to teach. However, the kid's used to something else. So if we're talking about, I don't know, maybe computers or video games, and someone's using such an outdated, old-fashioned, classic version of the video game, it's not going to be as clear and high-tech as it is right now, right? So you could say maybe that's outdated, it's old-fashioned. Or if we're learning something, maybe it's I don't know, airplane technology, right? Airplanes that from a long time ago that used to have propellers, or some still do have propellers. However, now we have jets, we have advanced technology, right? So the kid is showing that he's smarter than his age because he's asking kind of a complicated question. And how the teacher will respond, who knows? If I was the teacher in this situation, well, I suppose he could say, well, you know, with math is wonderful because math is very concrete. If you understand this math, it's going to be right no matter where you are. 2 plus 2 equals 4 works underwater, up in the sky, down below. Anywhere you are, 2 plus 2 always equals 4. So maybe the teacher would say, that's an interesting question. Well, let's check it out, right? Let's use a computer. Let's write it down on paper. Let's do something like that. And I'll show you that 2 plus 2 does equal 4. Now, if the teacher is offended by the student, he might just be like, sit down and shut up. Don't talk back to your teachers or something like that. I don't know. Okay, so we described this cartoon and we have the student and the teacher, and the student is asking an interesting question. All right.